seen at one time you were looking to sell your place on Crown Ave. Just didn't know if you still were.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome. And what were you looking to get for it?
130.
130. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, can you just kind of tell me a little bit about kind of, what you got going on with it?
As far as what do you need to know? You want the 2 bedrooms?
Yeah, whatever.
1.5 baths.
Whatever you think that would help me make the decision.
Well, if you're truly interested, I have video of inside the house and outside.
Oh my!
I can email that to you.
You're the absolute best. Normally I have to pull teeth to get some pictures. So yeah, that would help a lot. But yeah, I mean, can you just tell me, a little bit about it?
Yeah. So it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath on the 2nd floor. It's a living room, dining room, kitchen. The half bath is in the basement. It's got a full basement with a walkout. Has a sunroom. Do what? Yeah, it's a sunroom. It's a 3-season room is what it's called. The roof is going to need to be replaced in about 5 years or so. The furnace is still in operating order, but it is old. It's put in 95. The windows are double pane vinyl, and those were put in 97, or it might be the windows 95 and the furnace 97. They were close together, and the roof was done in 2000-ish. Central air. It's a 40 by 140 lot. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It does need cosmetic work. I mean, I've not been there. I had some friends living there. They did a little bit of lack of maintenance, let's say. It's not like they damaged anything. They just didn't do anything. But the kitchen, before they moved in, I just had a new floor put in, new cabinets, and a new sink. So it's mostly cosmetic work. The biggest drawback that I have been finding out from people is that the bathroom is off of the back bedroom, which is like the master bedroom. But for me, being a single parent, my daughter slept in the front room, and when she had to go to the bathroom, she'd go through the room. I mean,
Yeah.
To me, it was no big deal, but apparently nowadays it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So the people that lived a couple doors up, what they did was they put a bathroom in on the 1st floor, behind where the stairs go up to the 2nd floor, which is actually like off of the dining room. And they took out a wall there and they put a bathroom in there as the toilet, half bath, toilet, and sink. So that was convenient, but then I'm being told, well, then somebody has to go downstairs to go to the bathroom. Oh my God. I mean, people have to use outhouses. So, I mean, I don't get it. But that's the biggest problem from what I'm hearing is that the bathroom situation being off of the back bedroom.
Okay.
So.
And so it sounds like this is vacant right now?
It is.
Okay. Is this the only property you guys have?
It is.
Okay.
It is. It was my house. I got married, and it's been since we got married. So.
Okay. About how long again has it been sitting vacant?
When did those guys move out? Well, we have a friend who's a realtor, and he's trying to get me to list it, and I haven't done that yet. I'm just wanting to sell it, as quickly as possible. So he's been in and out for like most of last year and this year, but it had sat totally vacant for about 2 years.
Okay.
And he has since moved to Florida, so I don't know that he'll be coming back.
Yeah. Did he mention what he thought he was going to list it at?
he was going to list it in the present condition once I get up, because I still have some things there. I've been working on getting those out. I live, an hour from there, so it's hard for me to get down there and get stuff out. But he was going to list it at $150.
Okay.
So that's why I was thinking, $130. I think that would be, that way I wouldn't have to be paying realtor fees.
Yeah.
And all that fun stuff. So, not that I want to cut him out of money, but hey, if I can just do it and be done with it.
Yes, speed and convenience. That's how I run my whole life. So.
We'll see, and that's and just directness, just cut to the chase.
You found the right guy then. I'm the most straightforward shooter there is on this side of the Mississippi.
All right, Tyler, I'm going to take you at your word. If you want to just text me your email, and then I can email these to you, or if you want, I can just send them to this phone number.
Yeah, I can give you my email, but I'm just curious. So, if you had to put a dollar amount on what it would take to fix it up to get it to that, better condition, and I don't need this to be Caesar's Palace, but just like a good little, flip or rentable condition. I mean, what number do you think?
Again, it's the bathroom issue is the problem. If that house had, I was told a friend of mine who does, actually it's my nephew, does construction, and he does here, Lucy, he does rehab and things like that, and he said that if the bathroom was placed either on the first floor or if there was a way to do it, and there is a way to do it on the second floor, because the ceilings are so daggone high that you could possibly put a bathroom in between the front bedroom and the back bedroom, because of the way the stairs. I've enclosed the stairs and lowered them so I didn't have to heat them. So it would require some restructuring, but I was told that was an option. Or put a bathroom in downstairs and paint.
Yeah, and then you said what, the roof as well, and then there was something else.
The roof, and then the heating and air. So
okay,
with the heating and air, you're looking at about 20,000-30,000 at the most. I mean, that would be a high value given the fact that you could have somebody do it. If you're in, your line of work, you could have it done for around 15, because the ducting and everything, the wiring, everything is fine. You just have to replace the units. So the water heater is new, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. So, just to throw some paint on it. And I don't know if you would want to consider doing that, but theoretically you'd be able to sell it at $150, $160. And I was told even as high as $190 if the new bathroom was put in and everything, just because of the fact of where it's located between the college campuses and the main highways that go through Cincinnati. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so you think it's
not a rapid flip. I mean, if you're wanting to flip it and make a boatload of money, it's not going to be there. It's more for somebody who would want to buy it and maybe rent it out and get their money over time.
Yeah, I was checking it out both ways. So do you think that around that 30,000, does that account for that roof as well?
Well, I would think. I mean, when we had major roof work done here, and we have a huge house out here, a barn and an offset room, and we had roofing and gutters done. And it was, the garage, the barn, and then offset room in the back. And we had it done for 24. So, I mean, you figure that house is, yes, it's tall, but it's a small roof. Well, yeah. Well, I'd probably have to get gutters on that too. Nobody's going to want those box gutters. Right. Well, I told him that. My husband's interjecting here. So, No, you don't have to shut up. You're right. He just wants to make sure I give you all your information.
Yeah.
So, So we had roof for a barn, a side room, a garage, and the house with gutters on all of that for $24,000.
Okay.
And that was just two years ago. So, and that there was also wood parts that had to be, wood panels that had to be replaced. So, that was a great deal. And that was just somebody that we, word of mouth. So, if we could get all of that done for 24, I'm sure that you could get that roof done for probably 10.
Okay.
And then, if the heating and air, if it's just a matter of the units, I don't know. I haven't really been out and priced them, but I can't imagine it would be all that.
No, I mean, typically they're, I don't know, $5,000 or less.
So given the fact that the wiring's there and the ductwork is all, now when I bought the house back in 1985, it had a coal conversion furnace.
Mm.
Do you even know what that is?
No, I do not. I ain't gonna fib you.
And how young you are. So way back before we had forced air furnaces and gas furnaces, they had furnaces that ran on coal.
Okay.
And you had to shovel the coal into the furnace and keep it stoked.
So it's similar to a wood burner.
Kind of like a wood burner, but they used coal. And then there was a fan. The next thing they did was they, instead of just using heat through the vents, they ended up putting a fan on it, and it would push the warm air from the furnace, and then they converted it over to gas.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a great big old. Did you ever watch the old series Lost in Space?
Yeah.
Okay, so Robbie the robot.
Mm-hmm.
That is what that furnace looked like. It was just a big old silver cylinder with a concrete bottom, and it had a solid steel inner core, which is sitting in the backyard. As a matter of fact, we use it as a burn pit. And then it had these huge tube-like octopus arms. So another name for it would be an octopus furnace. So, yeah.
Nice. I learn something new every day. Yeah.
The coal conversion furnace. Yeah. So, there's been a lot of rehab done to that house. They had some new windows put in, new roof put on. But of course, that was years ago.
Yeah.
So, we're in 2025 now. So.
Yeah. Well, just looking at it now, as far as like a cash offer, I don't think I'd be able to get up there by you at the 130 range. But is this something? I mean, I'm assuming you own this outright.
I do.
Yeah. So as a cash offer, I'm definitely going to be lower. But a way that I think I can get a lot closer to you there is if you'd want to entertain any sort of seller financing.
My husband and I had talked about that, and we're really not open to that at this time. I mean, if we were to go ahead and list it and sell it, it would be, just over and done with. That seller finance thing, I'm just not up for that. Yeah,
I totally understand. It's not for everyone. I totally understand.
That friend of ours who's a realtor even offered that, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I buy about anything on seller finance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let me walk you through here kind of what I'm seeing.
Okay.
So I think if you fix this up, it could probably sell around 170, maybe 175. So I'm kind of in that range that everybody said. And then obviously I have my closing costs, title costs, all of that. And then say we put 30,000 into it. So after all of that, that puts me at about 124,000. And then so if I gave you 130, I would actually be negative 6,000 on the first day. Right. So that's kind of where I'm coming from.
So what are you thinking then?
Let me see here.
Given the fact too that the interest rates are coming down,
let's see.
And wood is not as expensive as it was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be a good bit lower because, like I said, at the 130, I'm losing money. Which with me, I mean, I can kind of tell you my process. So, say we come to a number, I would just send over a little agreement, then we'd come check it out, send it the title, then we just wait on closing. It's very simple.
Right.
But for me to do all that and put the 30,000 into it, for me to just get like a 14% return, which is not. Yeah, I'm not trying to get rich. Yeah. Typically, I shoot for 20%, but I like this area. So for me to do all that and pay it all, I mean, honestly, my top would be like 90,000.
Yeah. No, and I understand that. That's why I think that the property really is more for someone who needs to buy low and take time to fix it up,
Yeah, yeah. And I checked it as a rental too. And so I would have a little, like, say if I ran this as a rental, I mean, crap, it's going to be about the same. I mean, even if I did, so 100,000, and I'm just putting 20,000 repairs on that because you don't have to fix them up quite as nice for a rental. I mean, even at 100, I would have plenty of equity there, but I wouldn't be cash flowing. Assuming I think this will rent for around 1,200. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's what we were kind of thinking. But see, my dilemma is that I don't want to deal with that,
Yeah.
And so we had actually thought about renting it out, and the people who lived there, I had friends of mine that lived there, and they paid the gas and electric and the water bill only. That was it. That's all I asked them to do. Oh, and the cable bill. And in return, they were going to paint and they were going to fix things up, but they didn't do squat.
Oh, geez.
And they didn't even pay the gas and electric and the cable bill. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. But that's what happens when you deal with friends. So I can't even imagine if a friend took advantage of me. I can't imagine who's no longer my friend, by the way. If a friend could do that, can you imagine what people on the streets would do? I mean, I'm sorry, but people are assholes.
Oh, I know exactly what they do. We've been there and done it.
And I just, if you find a good renter, you're blessed.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't want to go through that.
My grandpa, he basically raised me. I think he just turned 78, but he always told me, if you got good renters, never kick them out. Don't raise rent, just leave them there. So I totally agree with that. Right. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I am the quick, easy, fast button, no headache. And since you'd mentioned, you thought about tenants. I mean, another way to look at seller finance is I'm basically your tenant. But you wouldn't have any headache with the property. And the reason I'm even mentioning that is just because I can get you more money. I want to do what's best for you.
If you wanted to do a seller finance, what would be the initial outlay?
So like this is just off the top of my head, don't quote me, but on something like this, we liked for our entry, so like our down payment, because we would give you a down payment to be really like in a good world, like 5%, in a not so good but decent world, 10%. And then we would just structure payments. And I would set a timeline on this where we have to pay it in full. I don't expect you to do this for 30 years, nor even 10. I mean, in a good world for me, it would be like 7 years. We could do even probably 5. And basically what that means is, so I give you the down payment. We would come up with monthly payments. I would pay you every month that payment. And then by the end of 5 years, you have to be paid out in full. And maybe we pay it before that, so we'll put like no prepayment penalty, but maybe we pay you in 2 years. Who knows? But I like to have cushion because, we'll see.
You don't know what. Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah. But so like say in that scenario, so it's kind of like a teeter totter. So there's really 3 main parts to seller finance, and that's the purchase price, the down payment, and the monthly payment. So it's like, I can give you more money if you'll take a less down payment, or you know what I mean? Or if you want less money and a more down payment, it's kind of up and down. Really what's most important to you now. So a lot of people, they'd rather have the bigger purchase price, which is totally understanding. You just may have to wait 5 years to get that full price. And then I'm kind of taking a hope and a gamble that the world don't end and the market don't crash in 5 years.
Well, if the world ends, it's not going to matter.
yeah. I haven't ruled that out either. It's nowadays.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like you said.
It wouldn't matter if it ended. We would all be happy.
Yeah, that's what, like you said, people's crazy, and I'm not surprised by anything nowadays. I just
well, God is great. People are God is great. Dogs are good, and people are crazy.
I'm gonna start using that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of like I said. That's what that looks like. I mean, the quick, easy, grab your money now, walk away would be the cash.
Yeah, but I can't do it for 90, or even for 100.
Yeah, I totally understand.
I don't think that I can list it for $1.50. So.
Yeah, I think he might have been high there. Honestly, I mean, just my 2 cents, which I don't necessarily agree or like many realtors, anyways. But I would say, like, if I were you and you wanted to sell this fairly, decently quick, I would list it more like 130, 135. And then after all your closing costs and all, I mean, you'd have a headache, obviously, but you would probably walk away with, I don't know, close to 120.
Okay.
So, I mean, that would be that. The only downfall to that is realtors, walkthroughs, and people getting bank approvals pretty much. And it's,
well, see, I wouldn't have to deal with that because the realtor would have to deal with that, not me.
Yeah. It just kind of be.
Okay. So what do you say? You wrap me up with $120 and we'll call it a day.
Cash?
My husband's going, nope.
On cash, I can't do it.
Yeah.
On seller finance, I'll do 120 all day.
Okay. Well, that's definitely food for thought.
Yeah. Like I say, just think about it. If it intrigues you and it becomes more of a headache, and you're like, dang, I really like Tyler. Let me give him a call. Then then feel free to give me a call.
All right, buddy.
Yep, sounds good. No problem. And have a good day, Jeanette.
All right, take care now.
All
Bye.
Right. See ya.